Hello, and welcome back to the Pact and Boon show. We are an actual play D&D 5e podcast and video experience. Our party has just narrowly escaped out of the Nine Hells, the city of Dis, trapped in the prison of Mentiri, where they had been imprisoned for various reasons, with a variety of different hellions, fiends, demons, and devils, forced to fight to the death before brokers coming to see who is worth investing in as property. Just as Jolland, Jolly, was taken down, cut down, and on death's door, the party was whisked away into a pocket dimension by a man in a khaki coat and a matching fedora. This is Pact and Boon. Let's see what happened. I'd like to quickly shout out Monument Studios for providing the ambiance, the tunage. You can experience this as well if you use the code BETTERDM for a discount and to support the show. I recommend doing that. So let's figure out what happened. As you rip through this ethereal zipper door, you are on a platform that is semi-ethereal. There is a substance to the ground that you stand on. Although Jolly is not standing, he's currently slung over the shoulder of Elon.
I think it was over Wolfgang. Elon
That's
had
right.
Cyril.
That's right. You have Cyril.
Elon didn't give a crap about Jolly. That's where I remember it left off.
I also remember it that way.
No, that is not true. I just cared more about my ant friend.
Your ant friend that you chose to sever your pact tied to an imp to save Cyril. Maybe.
Yeah, may have been a mistake.
May have been a mistake. On this platform stands this man who introduced himself very briefly as you were being pulled through as Gino Calamenti. He's a human, about 50 years old. He's wearing the kind of water-resistant rain overcoat of a broker. He has the matching fedora hat with a card in the lining of the fedora hat. He has a couple days old stubble on his face. It's turning white as he is aging. Tan skin, gray eyes. He stands about 6'2", so big, tall man. As he gestures before you and says, "Welcome, survivors, to your opportunity." What's up with that guy? As he gestures over to Jolly.
Oh, he's how you say dying.
Here, put him on the ground. Let's check him out.
I wouldn't do that. There is no ground. As you look out, it is eternally expansive. In all directions, there is just nothingness and void. There is an occasional flicker or blink of light that feels eons away. And yet you feel like a claustrophobia of feeling like this could swallow you at any time. And Gino will say, "This is the astral sea. Are you familiar at all with interplanar travel?"
Inter what?
The planes of existence, my brother.
No, I just came from hell, and before that I was on an island. So I guess you could say no.
Well, you've traveled across now 3 different planes of existence.
That's exciting.
You are from the material plane. You journeyed through the astral sea,
while it may not be a plane in the traditional sense, then landed yourselves in the hells, another of the planes of existence. I represent an organization, a body of people that chooses to defend these different planes of existence. And I'm in need of survivors.
And if you don't mind me asking, we just came from a very, how can I say, a humble place. We were prisoners, and you have the whole cards and magic thing going on. What can we do to help you? It feels a little out of our depth.
He'll kind of acknowledge that what you're saying, like,
Naturally, I am incredibly outside of your depth, right? As far as abilities go, dashing looks, my abilities.
Okay, you said abilities already. It's
And like my
fine.
abilities are really incredible.
I get it.
And you not much, right? You're not much to look at, right? One of yous is probably dead. One of yous has an ant head. You look like you're dead as well.
Oh, thank you. It's my undead glow.
So you're saying I look the best. I appreciate that.
Now that's a given. It's Elon. Come on.
Well, you seem a little full of yourself, if I'm being perfectly honest. Speaking as one with immaculate humility, I must recognize your failing in that regard.
It is immaculate. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. I know. Now, again, actually, let's. Do either of you have anything to get this guy up?
I mean, I could roll another skill check. Let's see. I don't.
Are we floating right now?
a little bit, yes.
So if I like lifted Cyril off my shoulder, would he just kind of start drifting a little bit?
So it's a little bit different than like space in the real world, right? So this is fantasy, not real. So
What?
imagine with me, if you will,
Excuse me?
just like a release. Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to break the fourth wall, but here we are. The astral sea operates based on intelligence, right? So you will yourself to move or to not move. And if you don't will yourself to move, you don't.
I would like to will Jolly alive with my mind.
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Can I assist him?
You're gonna regret
may.
this.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Well,
I've got
I
a 0 modifier.
You just get advantage.
Well,
you
first
don't need
roll
it.
was 17, so let's roll another one. First roll was 17. 17.
Yeah, you get the immediate confirmation that would not have done anything.
Oh. What
You
about
can
a
simply move.
what about a medicine check?
Yeah, that would do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
I'm
Okay.
gonna try that as well.
Do you want to just roll at advantage?
Okay.
I'm just egging you on. Breathe, Jolly, breathe.
21 with advantage.
Yeah, you get the sense that Jolly is stabilized.
Oh.
What
about
look at this
Cyril?
Jamook. He's stabilized.
Cyril alive?
You need to give me a medicine check.
I forgot.
Now, before you were zipped into the astral sea, he told you only 3 creatures could join him.
Oh.
And y'all brought 4.
I rolled a 16.
Does that make it so we can bring 4 creatures? Does the 16
Well,
do it?
what if he died and then now he's brought back?
So, I'm going to need actually a charisma saving throw for you.
That's great.
And I'm going to tell you why before you...
Yeah, why?
Good point.
Before
Tell
Good
me.
point.
Tell me.
You feel that tether, right, to Cyril that you chose to unhook, right, or release the imp from, and chose to tether to Cyril in order to gain the ability to stabilize him as well. Cyril is dying. not because of his injuries, but because he's in the astral sea away from whatever power or entity was keeping him alive in the hells.
Oh, interesting.
Oh heavens.
Oh,
And
hells.
you can choose to imbue part of your pact into this manifestation of the chain to alter Cyril somehow. And we'll see kind of how that works out if you wish to attempt that.
And I'm assuming that if I don't do this, he dies.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, I'll try it. 16.
So, we'll call it a success, but not a wild success. Okay. You feel that tether kind of get reinforced from yourself, and you can opt to give some of your life force to Cyril.
Like, how much are we talking?
How much are we talking?
I'll give him. We talking like hit points? I'll give him like 3.
Okay. Cyril regains
Freaking A.
consciousness, and part of him changes. He shrinks. So he was a full-sized man, just with a also full-sized man ant head. And
A weird looking guy.
he shrinks to the size of an imp.
Oh. Same proportions?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ah.
So still a man ant in the size of an imp.
It's like an Oompa Loompa.
A little bit.
With an hand.
That is small enough to rest on your shoulder.
Wow. Is he awake?
Yeah.
Cyril.
Hey, bud.
Hey.
How are you?
You seem different.
I've seen the face of God.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I didn't like it.
Oh. I'm at a loss for words. I'm glad you're all right.
Honestly, words couldn't do it anyway. Thank you. I'm eternally indebted to you.
You're welcome.
He bursts into flame and disappears.
Oh.
Call on me when you need me. You hear in your mind.
Oh, I thought he whispered it in my
Freaking
ear.
Cyril's gone.
I come up to Elon, put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, "It's okay. It was his time to go."
You see that Elon is not very broken up about this. Just more in shock than anything.
Oh, you poor boy. You must be in shock. It's okay. You, cry when you feel like it, please.
What the hell was all of that?
You don't understand. This man's best friend is dead now. He's dead, and
Best
nothing can
friend
bring him back.
might be a stretch.
This man's brother in life is dead.
And he's like looking around, kind of hoping that Cyril's not hearing this.
Ay. I feel uncomfortable at this interaction.
Well, I don't know what to say. Maybe grow a heart or something. It's not supposed to be comfortable. That is life. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I feel reprimanded on a spiritual level.
There's that immaculate humility that we love so much.
I swear to you, Wolfgang, I will be a better man.
Good. Let us spend maybe a couple of days saying nothing, letting Elon mourn. I think that is appropriate.
No, please. I'm okay.
Oh, you poor boy. Okay, fine. We'll act like everything's okay. And I turn to
Don't stop talking.
and I turn to Gino and I'm like, give it time. He may need a moment to mourn, but apparently not now.
Okay. Weird guy. What's up with so he's not dead, right?
No, he's alive. He's stabilized.
All right. Well, I've got something I should probably tell the three of yous. And I don't really want to be here for that long. So are we going to just wait for him?
I mean, let me get some of the health potions that we had in hell. Oh, wait. We don't have any.
Yeah, come on, Zipper Man.
You're asking a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you have magic powers, but you can't even help a dying man. I'm so sorry.
Okay, all right.
So he'll make a small zipper pocket dimension as he like shuffles through, and you can hear that there's just like a ton of clinking vials in this like little pocket dimension that he's accessing.
I knew this guy was
like,
loaded.
Plink, 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 plink. And he'll pull out like the teeniest, tiniest vial of red liquid. And he'll say,
Listen, I don't have much to offer. But from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best.
and he'll offer this to you to give to Jolly.
Am I perceiving it right that he's like a little submissive to Wolfgang at this point?
Give me an insight check.
All right.
Submissive check.
That's an 8.
Possibly.
Wow.
Like, thank you. And also, if you have like a sandwich or something, I'm pretty hungry. And I'm guessing these two gentlemen also. Thank you. I like mine with roast beef, if you could.
Yeah.
And then I go over.
Hear you.
And
no.
I just, no. Okay, well, fine. I'll accept a bag of chips, but and I go over. I start pouring the drink down Jolly's
you come
gullet.
to with 1 hit point.
Okay, let me...
No roll. That is a potion of ultra minor healing.
Where are they? Where are the admin? What?
Welcome to the Astral Sea, Rock Boy.
You are saying we are not in hell anymore.
Hey. I don't really want to recount all that.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay, buddy.
Can I see what I know about the Astral Sea?
Yes, give me a history or arcana.
Okay, let us see. Let us go to the skills. See what it is. +4 or +4? 14.
The Astral Sea is the in-between. The world of Calignos operates where the planes are kind of like an atom, where the material plane is at the center. Immediately around that is the Feywild and the Shadowfell that circle and mirror perfectly the material plane. Outside of that are the 4 planes of elements, right? So the elemental plane of fire, water, earth, and air. Outside of that are the celestial and hells. So the celestial plane circles even further outside of that, and then the hells mirror the celestial plane. Beyond even those is the abyss. And in between all of that is the Astral Sea. And so that's essentially what you are able to recall.
Wow. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Yeah, well, this guy just lost a friend, so maybe don't make it all about you.
Yes.
You're right. We should celebrate life. We have made it out of the astral, whatever it was called. I don't know.
The hells.
I would like to share with you, my friends, a drink. First, let me get off of your shoulders. This is kind of awkward.
As your feet kind of make contact, they don't land on anything, and they are effectively wherever you want them to be. They can be level with the rest of the group. You could be below or above.
I think Jolly would put himself very level with everyone. Let's see here. I have a tankard of mead. Let us pass this around and drink.
Thank
Celebration.
You. And Gino will go to take the first swig.
Oh yes, our benefactor. You are the reason why we are here.
Yes, I am.
And he'll drown the whole thing.
Okay.
Or attempt to.
Oh, nice. Jolly, bring out another one.
Okay, I don't have another tankard of ale. I do have a small cup of ale, compared to that tankard of mead. If
Thank you. I'll also take that.
No, I will pass it to these fine gentlemen.
All right.
And I take the smallest sip, which is like half of it, and I pass it over to Elon. I'm like, drink up. It's good. It's fine. It's fine.
It's been a long day.
Oh wait, crap! Maybe that was the poop potion. I do not know. No, I'm sure it was not. And then Jolly will pull out a small shot of whiskey and say, "Cheers to our memories and our friends."
After I just downed the poop potion.
Perhaps.
No, maybe not. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe not.
Okay, well there you go.
Gino will kind of like, rub off his whiskers a little bit, and he'll say,
Here's the thing. Yous ain't our first, second, third, or 20th pick, if I'm being perfectly honest with yous. Frankly, I don't anticipate that you'll even follow through if you hear me out on what I need from you. And worse, if you do, I don't expect it to work or for you to survive. So, we're just throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks, alright? We've already lost a lot of better people than yous to this nastiness. And I'm just not gonna hold my breath. But you did say that you were survivors. So, we'll see. What's happening on the material plane is an effect of sorts. Something is eating the material plane. There is something that we've come to call the lethargy that is altering the people, the place, the animals, the plants, and making it corrupt. I need you to see if we have any leads at all. Because right now we don't. And if this gets out of the material plane, these other planes just ain't gonna cut it.
So there's no leads, no last places that this lethargy had an effect, or?
I do have an epicenter of sorts.
Well, I think you kind of underplayed your hand. You have plenty of leads. If it's an epicenter, we can work with that.
Great.
Good.
Can you describe for me the effects that the lethargy has on creatures? More importantly, what effects might we expect to encounter or possibly face ourselves?
So the effects of the corruption are physical, mental, and spiritual in nature that alter the makeup of creatures and animals, that force adaptations that have no place, no rhyme or reason. This corruption is forcing mutations, evolutions in things that should not be happening. And it's real bad.
So you're saying that it is less an actual entity, as far as we know, and it more affects other entities?
As far as we can tell, to be honest with you, I mean, it's got to be starting from somewhere. It's got to be able to be controlled or manipulated, but it feels like just something is happening, and that's horrifying.
So you need boots on the ground, in essence, and that is what we are.
And not much else.
So let me understand the terms of this agreement. If we say no, is it safe for me to assume you unzip and put us back right in the nine hells, and then if we say yes, you will take us to the material plane, and then we will go about our duties. Is that my
Listen,
understanding?
again, I'm a really humble and generous guy. Everyone you know, everyone who's ever met me will say the same. Okay? And so what I want to do is be that guy for you. So, you tell me, do you want me to leave you here? Sort your own business out in the astral sea? You're welcome to go explore. It's beautiful this time of year. You can go back to the hells. I'm sure you caught the attention of many other brokers. They might have opportunities for you. I could put you back on the material plane, but I ain't never been where they're going, so I'm limited in how close I can get you.
I want to make the material plane great again.
And I wholeheartedly support that. In fact, that's our mantra.
Freaking A.
Do you by chance have hats or something? Possibly?
We're in the works, to be honest.
I think red. I don't know. Up to
It's
you.
a strong color.
Very much. Let me just say, I would like to go back to the material plane.
I would agree because I do not have a past or a home to go back to in the hells, and I apparently this abyss. No, the astral plane. Sorry, it's fine. It's just fine. I think material plane, and also I want to thank you for saving us. It means a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost the other one. I thought she would have been a really great addition to this party.
No, you dodged a bullet.
How would you have brought her if
A spell.
You did say that only 3 people could, have a space
Yeah,
here.
well,
So
sometimes I say things to be dramatic, okay?
Well, that was very dramatic. Jolland holds up the card, the 3 of clubs that he was given. What are we supposed to be doing with this card? What does it mean?
That's a fabulous question, to be honest with you. I am again, just absolutely incredible magician. I have innate sorceress abilities that allows me to perform a type of magic called cartomancy, where I can imbue certain cards or artifacts with my magics. These are part of an organization that we have infiltrated, sort of calling card, if you will, right? This organization may or may not be helpful to you in your mission. It's just simply a means for me to have communicated with you, but it is their marking.
And as you flip the card around in your hand, you see that it doesn't look the same as when it was in the hells. It still has it was the 2, 3, and 4, right? Of clubs, hearts, and diamonds, spades. And on the back of it is jet black. So the marking of the card itself is pure like Vanta black, where it just is void almost. And the color and suit has changed to have a little bit more of flair to the card. It was a simple card in the hells and has now become a lot more
Artistic.
yeah.
Okay.
The organization you will be hard pressed to locate, but might be something worth calling on if you're willing to work for them as well, right?
Do they have a name?
These ones do. It's the Black Veil group.
And what's your organization called?
We have no name, no moniker. I mean, like I said, we're working on a mantra or a motto, but we intentionally avoid recognizable markings or names.
So then this getup you have with the silly hat and the coat, is that simply to fit in with the other brokers?
yes, is this like a
Naturally,
costume?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It suits you.
I appreciate the compliment, but no.
Okay, can I have them then?
Actually, you cannot.
He'll like take off the coat and like kind of flip it as it transforms into like an elegant leather overcoat that has like these red
Knew it'd be an
linings.
overcoat. Knew it.
Yeah, it's got to be an
Knew
overcoat. But the hat just kind of vanishes as he kind of shakes out the coat.
Okay, so we are on, go team go. What do you want us to do?
Like I said, I need boots on the ground, right? That was a good
Yes.
turn of phrase.
So where is this ground, and when can we start?
How familiar are you with the continent of Rel?
I am from Rel.
I am well acquainted with it. I'm just kidding. I don't know the continent of Rel. I'm fine.
Jolly.
How did you anticipate that joke to land with
No,
me?
Jolly actually does like.
I do not think of these things. It is in my nature. I only hope that the gods give me a good audience, and that has not been the case.
Give me an insight check.
Okay, inside. I can inside. Okay. It's gonna be a 22.
He's using that joke later.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
He's absolutely stealing that.
That was my favorite knife.
And are you in?
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
Righteous.
Got nowhere better to be.
I thought not.
So he'll kind of take out one last card. Again, he's like kind of pulling these out of nowhere, right? But like the single card splits into like a stack of 52 as he like is shuffling them in his hands, and then draws one out and kind of draws a zipper again in the astral plane. And before you is blue sky.
Now, below us is the kingdom of Tirash on the south end of Rel. The kingdom has a lot of power. They are the agricultural powerhouse of Rel. Their armies are strong. They got some great arcane colleges. The beach towns are a vibe. So I'm told. I've never been. Okay, so the issue is I can get you to Tirash generally. And I'm talking an entire nation. So you're gonna be thousands of feet above the ground, okay?
Oh gosh.
And it's up to you to figure out how you're gonna land. All right? So
I will die. I am part stone. I will not. I will die.
yeah, okay. That's unfortunate. I only wish I didn't invest so much in you.
And we can't quite get him a. Do you have some kind of like sheet or like a parachute, or is that too much like paper and rock? And paper don't really play well together.
I mean, you're asking some pretty heavy philosophical questions there, bud.
Yeah.
No,
found that game to be
I'm
fun.
strapped right now, okay? I have limited resources. I only have so much available for your low-level support. And so all I can do is put you in a position to find this hotspot. The city that you're going to be looking for, or village rather, is a village called Hurtenberg.
Oof.
It's a suburb of a town, no, that's actually a city, called Echostead.
Echo with an L.
Echo. Echostead. And you're looking for Hurtenberg.
And that is primarily in the northern, southern part.
Southern, my brother.
So it is very southern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no time like the present, eh?
Yes, throw us into the air and we see if we survive. Yes.
Just walk through.
There's just and really no help at all. No help at getting to the
Elon
ground.
just dives.
Dives?
Yeah, I'm like, I've been in the hells way too long. I'm stoked to be in the fresh air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Jolland
We're
will
going.
walk
Sayonara.
slowly through.
And then you see as you step through, the ocean air just takes you in, right? You fall through and you see kind of this, zipper hole above you as he kind of just gives you a little 2-finger salute and it zippers above and you are falling. You walk straight through and immediately begin to fall at terminal velocity instantly. You are probably 100 miles above anything.
Wow.
So, I'm going to need perception checks immediately.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, that was good.
18.
Okay.
That would be a 17.
Okay, and that would be a 21.
All right. You see all 3 options before you.
As you are descending, again, at terminal velocity, the air is like little tiny knives cutting you to ribbons. Not dealing any actual damage, but it hurts. You are falling so fast. You rip through a cloud. You rip through another cloud. And you see the options before you. You see the continent of Rel. Rel is in the shape of a loose crescent, where the kingdoms of Gast to the north and the kingdom of Tirosh at the bottom almost converge, with the nation of Dupree at the center. The 3 of you would be familiar enough of the nations and kingdoms of Rel to know that Gast is to the north, where a lot of the mining and the most wealth in probably all of Calignos is. There is vast fortunes in Gast. Lots of mountains called the Northern Reaches up there, where the mines take place. The kingdom of Dupree is at the center of the kingdom of Rel. The kingdom of Dupree, or nation rather, is highly volatile, constantly going through new leadership, as it is very commonplace for the leaders and rulers of Dupree to have been assassinated by their own people. And they deal with the trade and negotiation between Gast and Tirosh. And that is the entire subsidy for their nation, is just being the middlemen. So it is a very tense nation where at any time they produce nothing, they import nothing, they just simply are the place where trade happens. Tirosh to the south is where almost all the food goods for the continent of Rel is grown. The land is incredibly fertile in parts of Tirosh where they produce grain, fruits, vegetables. The farms are immaculate. And then they have the deserts of Tirosh where it's kind of like a wasteland. And obviously nothing grows there. But as you are descending, you see most of Rel. You can see the nation of Dupree, the lawns there, where it's very flat, so kind of like a valley for the whole nation. And then you see Tirosh. You're not quite able to see Gast, though you can kind of get the sense that there's mountains in the very far distance over there. You see the deserts of Tirosh that you could maybe guide yourself toward. What did you roll on your perception?
17.
21.
18.
Okay. So, Jolly and Elon, you spot, as well as the desert, 2 ships on the ocean. And you know that is crazy. Okay. Part of Calignos is the ocean is considered the battleground of the gods, where the goddess of sea and the god of sky and their children kind of constantly wage war for dominance over the ocean. And so the ocean and sailing on the ocean is done by those who are either well acquainted with these deities on one side or another, or have some other arcane protective means in order to navigate the ocean. So the fact that there are ships that you can see, and 2 of them, is pretty wild. One of the ships is heading toward the north, and one is heading toward Tirash. One's a large kind of cruiser class vessel with multiple sails, looks very fancy. Another one looks to be smaller, kind of like a tugboat, a little bit of puffs of black smoke. The tugboat is heading to Tirash, and the cruiser class heading north.
Are they kind of contained within the crescent?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct. And then Wolfgang, you spot an island. An island you are fairly familiar with.
Ooh.
You spot Varentia the Second.
Ooh.
It is part of the Sanguine chain of islands. And you know that it is coated in a noxious gas.
Mm-hmm.
But there are plentiful resources there.
Just not affected by the noxious gas, huh?
Correct.
Well, there you go. So, it's going to be a long journey. And I'm like, okay, there's the desert, there's these little boats, there's an island. And we're supposed to have this discussion about which way to go while falling through the air?
You do not have the ability to speak.
Okay, I'm going to head towards the island. I'm going to be like, in my head, I'm going to be like, oh, Varentia. It's this wonderful place. I've been there as a child. Let's go back. And I just zoom. I like put my hands on my sides and just kind of superhero style, just, because we're in the air, right?
You are in the air, and you are falling very rapidly. Give me an insight check, all 3 of you, really quickly.
9.
5.
16.
Okay. So only you are able to pick up on kind of the reality of your situation. Crashing into the desert, survival, not great. Means of survival, possible. If you go for the ships, you can land in the ocean. Means of survival, pretty good. How close will you land to the ships? Depends.
Yeah.
Bombing for the island, you might be able to land in the ocean near the island and then make that swim. You also know that the noxious gas kills people who don't have your blessing.
Just always, like 100% kills them? Well, then, I mean, the ships, I guess. But like,
There's no means that there are means on the island,
there are?
for sure.
Do I know of them?
Yeah, there's gas masks
Oh.
that people can be affixed with.
Great.
But
Yeah, let's go there.
It's a fast-acting poison.
Like, from my experience on this island, I want to get the name right, Varentia, is it like only if you go into the interior of the island? Like, if my buddies sit on the beach just chilling while I go and get stuff, is that fine?
So I'll describe for you what the island looks
Yes.
like. It's a volcano, right?
Okay, so
So the
volcano,
majority
yeah.
of the island is the volcano itself, and there's a forge at the heart of that volcano where a lot of the weapons and things like that are built on Varentia. Coming from, because of the type of weaponry being built there by your people, it has poisoned the volcano. And so the fumes and smoke that kind of curl out of the caldera of that volcano spill out even onto the waters. So for like half mile off the island, there's like this noxious gas that kind of rolls on top of the water.
I mean, I also know that Jolly's over here just like an inch from death. So I don't think he's gonna make it through noxious gas.
Or possibly landing even.
I mean, landing is a questionable thing for him, let alone
Hitting water is also not soft.
Hey, speak for yourself, buddy. Just kidding. I mean, I want to go to the island, but
Are we falling in a specific order, or are we all kind
So
of...
technically, you jumped first,
Yes.
right? So it would be good to establish that, right? So
Okay.
Elon jumped first. Wolfgang second.
Yeah.
Jolly
I-
Very
reluctantly third.
reluctantly.
I see the ship and the desert, and I go for the ships, you know?
Also, as a point of fact, Jolland is constantly casting Blade Ward on himself in any sort of method to, brunt the fall damage.
Yeah, that will be important.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I see he's going to the ships, and knowing what I do know about the island, I'm like, I don't know if they would survive there. I'd be fine. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go with the ships.
Okay, you can split.
You know what?
I mean,
that could be fun.
I would be looking around probably because I'm sure they jumped after me, you know. So I'm looking back.
I'm fine with the ships, so I start zooming that same direction.
Are we able to fall and direct ourselves? Like,
We're gonna need acrobatics checks.
all right.
Okay.
Or could we do intelligence to just know how to fall, or like
Nope.
something instinctual? All right.
Jolly, I'll allow you to do athletics on this.
I got a 13.
I got a 9.
Dirty 20.
What'd you get?
13.
9.
9. You start to lag behind as bodies start to kind of careen. Jolly is in it, right? Jolly becomes a meteor, where I imagine like the rock plating of your body kind of coalesces to the front to make like a rocket ship's
Nice.
like
Ablative material.
yeah, exactly right. As you get more and more aerodynamic,
Like it's cone.
yeah,
No, you see Flex sort of like flaking off every bit as he's like going through the atmosphere.
yeah, burning up,
Yes.
right? And Elon, you're a little bit lax, but it feels almost like swimming, right?
Yeah.
And so there is a little bit of comfort in that, but it isn't as effective.
Sure.
It's almost like you're trying to spider climb your way through without anything to grab onto.
I like that. I also I like the image of trying to like breaststroke in the air, kind of
Yeah.
like Goofy style.
I'm gonna give you something to chew on, to think about.
Okay.
If the two of you would kind of check out for a moment. Do you know of any creatures good at flying, tied to your nature?
I mean, bats?
I'll give you advantage on this if you want to lean a little bit into that.
Can I turn into a bat?
We'll see.
Okay, what do I do? What do I do?
You feel hunger.
So hungry.
You've been hungry the whole time,
Yep.
but specifically blood.
Okay. Want
And
some
you're
blood?
going to need to eat soon.
Like before I hit the ground?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Because
But
I'm
like-
seeing a tasty
but
Alon over
today.
there.
Today, right?
I'm seeing it.
So you don't transform, but I will let you roll again with advantage.
Okay, on acrobatics.
Yep. Okay.
I like that. I like that. It's kind of like the nature thing. Oh,
Doesn't matter how hard I plug my ears, I heard tasty Alon.
yeah. Ooh, tasty.
You good?
Yeah. You.
Okay, I got 14 this time.
You are basically tandem with Alon.
I love it.
Following, but Jolly's ahead of you now, right? Jolly is making that beeline. As you get closer, you recognize that the island is no longer a viable option to correct toward, unless you want to swim for miles. Jolly, that's just not gonna happen, right? But you do have the choice now that you are drawing closer to choose which ship you are going to lean toward, or do you want to veer toward the desert? Give me perception checks.
Okay, I can do that.
Natural 1.
12.
Okay. It's going to be a 13.
Okay. There's something in the desert that feels maybe a mirage, maybe an oasis, maybe a pit. Naturally, falling at terminal velocity into anything will likely kill you no matter what it is. So something could be done perhaps to try and slow your fall or impede your descent. But if you go to the desert, there is something there that you could try and aim for to try and mitigate that collision. Additionally, the tugboat is a tugboat, right? It's a wooden little dinghy craft. It's got a massive chimney where black plumes of smoke are puffing out of it. And it seems to be chugging along toward Tirash. The other cruiser class is sleek. It is a very, very fancy vessel. It looks probably more expensive than any vessel you've ever seen. And there is a black flag on top of it.
I mean, pirates are always cool.
I'm going to, like, point to it. Like, Wolfgang, do you see that black flag?
You hear nothing.
Just and then and I'm like I do the hook sign with my finger. I'm like nodding.
Jolland would try to kind of slow his descent, getting as wide as possible.
Okay. I would recommend you all do the same.
Yes.
Give me a history check, Ayla.
Okay.
Actually, why not you as well? Because you're also from Ireland.
Yes, I am.
8.
I'm an island boy.
Makes sense, honestly.
Okay, this one, no bonuses. Oh, 14. There you go.
Okay. You don't know much about pirates. You don't know much about ships. Your fishing has been on small craft near your island. You don't know much about pirates, and you don't feel good about that.
I don't feel good about it.
If you knew about pirates, there's something to that, and you know some bad guys, but you don't know any pirates.
Okay. So then
Something to think about.
maybe I look at I'm like excited, I'm like doing the hook, I'm like, oh, but then I look over at Jolly and he's like aerodynamic, as all get out, but also he looks like he's pale, even despite the rock. He's like things are chipping off and I'm like, ooh, and I look at the tugboat and it's looking a lot friendlier right now. And so I kind of like motion. I'm looking at Aeon, I motion at him, and I do the dying sign with a finger across my throat.
Let's kill Jolly.
We have like clothes on?
Yeah, you're in rags.
Anything that's like could
Like you're wearing like a tank top, right?
crap.
Hot. Okay.
Jolland would also take like the briefest of moments to enjoy the cool air.
Aren't you afraid of heights?
No. Jolland is afraid of, as far as I remember, he's afraid
the
of
dark.
other things. He's afraid of the dark, but also other things.
It's got mommy issues.
No, but he's
Bad.
enjoying the cool air and the feeling of not touching burning metal all day.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lot of that, right? Like you've been in Mentiri, literally in a cast iron skillet for the last however long you've been there, right? So you are breathing salt, cool air, and you are cool for the first time since you've been in hell, where the breeze is cooling you off. You're not sweating for the first time ever. And there is a lot of peace to that, right? There is the freedom of being able to breathe clean, fresh air. There's the freedom of falling. There's the freedom of the cool breeze. You can hear the ocean as you're falling closer, so there's the waves piece of it, right? Like there is a lot of this that feels good. until you realize that you are falling as fast as humanly possible and will collide to your death.
I have a question. Could I roll an advantage for that history check because my background is the sailor?
I will allow that.
Okay.
You're not a very good sailor.
I guess not.
So the question is,
You are a good sailor. You're just not a well-traveled sailor.
Exactly.
And that's
Okay.
honestly
Okay.
like a very common thing
Yeah.
on Calignos, right?
Sure.
Like the fact that there's ships out here at all is bananas, right? If you sail, you are very close to home.
Okay.
so I mean, at this point, in Wolfgang's mind, he's like thinking, he's like, okay, safest choice tugboat, coolest choice pirates, desert choice. I don't know how desert could ever be softer than water, so I don't know. So in my mind, that's where he is, and he looks at these two, trying to gauge where they're at.
So my train of thought as I'm falling is the tugboat doesn't have sails. The other one has sails, and if I crash into the sails, I have the best chance of, slowing my descent before I smash something hard.
Possibly, yeah. Jolly, where's your
Jolland
mind
is immediately thinking of the desert, thinking, I can't swim. Or maybe if I can, I'm definitely not buoyant. I would need a lot of displacing air to help replace the weight I am in the water. But I'm also basically dying already.
Mm-hmm.
And if I survive the fall, I will definitely need people around me.
I think I'm saying a prayer to Olex right now. I think I'm like putting it all out on the line, just like.
Okay. I'll have you two tag out. Be gone.
Oh, okay.
What do you petition?
So this isn't my patron, right?
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that Olex is the god of the sky. I'm asking him to slow my descent with the power of the storms.
Okay.
And I'm probably bargaining a little bit, like, it's hard to say. Like, I would be pleading for this is my life on the
You are
line,
pleading for your
so
life,
so
yeah.
I'm saying, like I think I'd do anything, if I could be saved.
What is it that you're willing to do?
This is hard. Come on, just one favor.
You know that this doesn't work like that. Give me a wisdom check, and I'll
Okay.
see what options we can come up with.
Oh, okay. There we go. 17.
Okay. You are trying to earn a title. You have a home. You have powers. All of which are tied elsewhere. Home is very respectful to Olex. You could offer an exchange of power. You could offer a forfeiture of title.
Meaning like I'm switching patrons. Is that kind of what we're getting at? I mean, maybe I would pray to my patron as well. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think maybe I would try that. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to switch.
Can I put you on a brief hold?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Previously, when you've reached out to your patron, they don't communicate in words. She is the deal maker, right?
So I know that Olex would possibly be willing to have a champion on his side.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe seeing this as an opportunity to save my life and then also take an opposing side to somebody that has given power to somebody that did things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I would. Okay, I'm open
To Olex?
to Olex.
All right. We're going to hash that out.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Okay. 13.
Okay. We'll have you guys come back. Elon falls unconscious.
Like G-force unconscious, like
Just ragdoll falling.
Jolly would definitely try to go over and sort of, ghost behind him, like splay out his arms from above and sort of help him stay in control despite being unconscious.
Wolfgang would like to go over as well, and like maybe one of us grabs one hand and one grabs the other, and we're just kind of do like a, you know what skydivers do, right? Where they
Sure.
like grab the hands and kind of do like a triangle. I'd like to do the
Sure.
triangle of friendship
'Kay.
skydiving move.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm going to need the two of you to make, this is going to be athletics checks with advantage
Oh,
to try and make yourselves as big and, like, I'm thinking Obi-Wan Kenobi falling out of Coruscant, right?
Mhm.
Just like trying to slow your fall rather than
like
pencil
full sugar glider.
Yeah.
14.
Nat 20.
All right.
Nat 20 with no additional modifier to
Well.
that.
Okay. Let me see what the DC would
See, it's the friendship that gives Wolfgang his power.
be. Absolutely right.
The
Wolfgang's patron is his friends.
is my friends. Is
I'm a
the friends I
cleric of
made along the way.
All right. You feel almost as though there are tethers attached to your back, pulling you upwards, as though you were tied to a parachute. You are still falling very quickly, but you feel more in control. You have one final opportunity to choose. Are you going to the pirate ship, the tugboat, or heading toward the desert?
I look at Jolly and I kind of like try and mime like swimming a little bit and like question mark to him because I'm like, can he swim?
Jolland does not respond in the affirmative. He does not respond in the negative, but he is simply there.
For me, since he doesn't respond, I'm getting hungry, and especially tying into my nature. And I'm like, I look at the pirate ship, and I'm like, I bet there's a lot of people on there. Bet no one would miss if there was just one gone. Bet that's fine.
There's also a lot of people.
Also a lot of people, but once again, not the end of the world. So I'm looking at the tugboat, looking at the pirate ship, and then I look at Jolly and I'm like, maybe the tugboat's the smaller option. And I'm like,
give me a perception check, just you.
okay, that works for me. That works for me.
The pirate ship is going north towards Gast.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Jolland would possibly
There's
look.
one guy on the tugboat.
Okay, tugboat. I mean, let's go tugboat.
Jolland would probably look at the pirate ship and see that it's going towards Gast, and possibly, maybe kind of point to the pirate ship with his eyes.
And be like, hey, let's go there. That's what you're saying?
You know,
Yes.
Echostead is in Tirash.
Yes, Jolland is definitely pointing towards the pirate ship.
And I shrug, and I'm like, well, I'm hungry. And so I could eat. That is what he's thinking. And
Could eat.
so, yeah, we go towards the pirate ship, trying to land in the water just to the side of it.
Okay, give me one last acrobatics. Jolly, you can do athletics.
One last acrobatics.
7.
Works for me. Oh, heavens. Do I still get the nature bonus? Okay, that's an 8.
Not great.
TPK, huh?
Hey, not bad, though.
Belly
you find
flop.
yourselves as the tugboat is heading west. Right? Is that west? Never eat soggy waffles? Yep.
Yes.
Heading west
It's west in some circles.
toward Tirash, and the ship is heading north toward Gast. You find yourselves in the middle of the both of them.
Woof.
You collide with the water.
I
need a
may I?
final-
Yes. Can I do a check to see if I'm pointing my toes?
Final acrobatics across the board, except for your boy Aeon.
That would be
Belly
a 4.
flop for Aelon.
Can you imagine?
A big
Terminal
4.
velocity
good.
belly flop.
Okay, I got a 10.
Okay, not great.
Average.
My friends.
4.
So I'm gonna roll
4.
a lot of damage. What's gonna happen is
Gosh darn it.
this will be subtracted by 2d6 rolled by each of you.
As in, it'll be whatever you roll, and then we can subtract 2d6 worth.
Also, Jolland was casting Blade Ward
Correct.
constantly. So.
Do you want us to roll that d6?
Yes, please.
Oh, well, that sucks. Oh, that. Okay. I died.
8.
5. 5 off.
I got 3.
This is not looking good for Jolland or anyone really. Except I have 1 hit point, so yes, it is
Yeah.
all about me.
I'm gonna be most likely to survive this, and that's not saying something good.
Jolly, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 8.
You have Blade Ward.
Yes.
What's your total hit points?
Maximum that I could have is 24. I did not like that look.
You are not killed on impact.
Thank heavens.
What'd you roll?
5.
What's your hit points?
28.
You go unconscious.
I'm sorry, and he's fine?
No, I'm unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
He's also unconscious. He's just not immediately killed.
Am I down to 0? Is
You are
that
down to
safe
0.
to say? Okay.
We never got healed after the hells.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I have 10, and I got 3.
Okay. What's your max?
27.
Okay. You are also not killed, but you are also unconscious.
Am I
All
doing
3 of
death
us, this is
saves?
not good.
Am I doing death saves right now?
No.
All 3 of you collide with the water, and immediately, with the concussive force of hitting water at near terminal velocity, you were slowed down quite a bit. You all go unconscious. Jolly immediately begins to sink. And we're going to pick up there next session.
No. No.
Wow.
Dang.
Big shout out to Monument Studios. Thank you for the music and the sounds. It makes it a lot more interesting of a scenario. Paints a better picture for us. We love that. Join us on the Guild on Discord. Talk with us. We are constantly on there all day long talking about DM tips, how to make better characters, different tabletop RPGs that you can play. Check us out on our individual shows, How to Be a Better DM, Dungeon Mastermind. Follow our socials. We got a whole heap of them. Session Zero Studios presents Pact and Boon.
Pact and Boon.
Pact and Boon.
Tune in for next episode.